Hello Queens. I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on the infamous Oldometer shirt that I see everyone asking about. It's a fairly simple process. As long as you know what you're doing in Design Space, you can create this on your own without having to use a template or an SVG file for it. So let's get started. You want to start with a fresh new project in Design Space. And the first thing we're going to do is add the shape. So click Shapes, and we're going to add a square. First, I want to talk to you about the lock and how the lock function works. The lock allows you to resize the image, and it will keep the integrity of the shape of the image. In this case, we want to unlock it because we want to create a rectangle. So you can size it however you see fit, and it will either be a rectangle or a square. So we're going to create a rectangle in this case. And then after that, we're going to add the words. So select text, type out your word Oldometer. Okay. Once you do your word, you want to drag it on top of your rectangle. Unlock it and size it out however you see fit. Next, we're going to slice the two layers or the two images. Slicing only slices into two layers. In other words, if you had another shape or image in there and selected all three, the slicing function is not going to be available because it only slices two layers at a time. So let's go ahead and remove that circle. Select the rectangle and the words. And then the slice function is available. Go ahead and slice. It'll blank off the screen and then come back. Now you want to remove the layers. Select the black Oldometer, delete it, and then the gray, delete. Now you're left with just the rectangle with the cutout word Oldometer. Next, we want to add the next shape, which is going to be a square. Add another square and then unlock it and size it to match the rectangle. That looks about right. Yeah, there we go. And now that you have your square in there, make that a little longer. There we go. Now that you have your square in there, you can kind of move the Oldometer out the way because you don't want to work on that right now. You don't want it to be included or involved in anything that you're going to do with the square. So let's go ahead and hit the I next to it, and it's going to say, just take this off the screen for me for the moment. That's how that works. So we're going to first add all of our numbers, and then we'll slice the numbers one at a time. So first we'll add the 3. One at a time, we're going to add the numbers. And we're going to size them out. Unlock the 3. Then we're going to add the 4. Unlock it, size it out. I kind of eyeball it. So we got a complete 4 in there. A little bit of the 3. Raise it up. We're going to add the 4 to make it closer. Looks about right. Next, you want to add the, what was it? Somebody was turning 30, somebody was turning 40. So we're going to add the 9. Unlock it, move it, and we have the complete 9 because we're going to create the rolling effect. Let's put it next to the number 4 and make sure we get the sizing or the length right at least. It looks about right. Maybe a little big. There we go. Complete 9 is in there. And then the 0, which the 0's bottom half was hanging off. You sit those next to each other to kind of make sure we got the length, and then we're gonna let it hang off about halfway. So that's what creates the rolling meter effect. Let's bring that 0 up just a little bit. Be a little bit closer. There we go. And boom. Next, it's time to slice. So you'll slice each letter, or I'm sorry, number individually. We're going to start with the 9. See how I'm just selecting the 9 in the square. Okay. I'm not selecting all 3. Again, you want to pay attention to your slice. If you select all 3, 3 being the number 3, the number 9, and the square together, the slice function is not available. You want to select the square and the 9 only. Slice function is available. Let's slice. Now it's going to push those numbers behind it. It's okay, don't worry. I'll show you how to get that back. What you want to do is remove your layers of the number 9 to show that cutout. You want to select the square, right click, move to back. It's going to bring your letters up front, or your numbers up front again. Let's continue with the slicing process. We're going to now slice the number 0 and the square. Slice, square is going to push back. Let's remove the layers. Let's bring that square to the back again. Next, we're going to slice the 3 in the square. Slice. Let's remove those layers. All the parts that we don't need. And last, we're going to push that square back one more time, and we got the 4 left to slice. Select the 4 in the square. Last slice. Remove those layers, and boom. And last thing to do, I want to see my Oldometer again. Now that I have it up against the square, I feel like it might be a little small, so I would unlock it and bring it up a little bit and resize it. Make it a little bit bigger. The next step is to weld these 2 images together. You want to weld it together because if you don't, then your Cricut is going to think that you want it cut separately. In other words, it'll cut out the Oldometer and then it'll cut out the square, probably on 2 separate mats. I'll show you the example. See how that is? It's got the square on one mat and then the rectangle on another mat. We don't want it like that, so we're going to hit cancel. Now, we want to size this thing, or first let's weld it. So select both layers, weld, and then we want to make sure that it's below the measurements of 11 by 75 or 11.75. So let's do, let's unlock it and set it to whatever size you are going to put it on a shirt. If you're going to do, you know, like a kid's size or whatever, it can be done. But in this case, I'm going to just keep it simple. Do 11 by 1150. I actually sized it on a shirt. It was 11, or no, was it? Yeah, it was 10 by 11. And because it's welded, that Oldometer and that square is stuck together. Okay. And then it's time to make it. Now, depending on what color you can change the color of it. And it's saying, hey Design Space, I want to cut this into red vinyl. Hey Design Space, I want to cut this into purple vinyl. In this case, the one that was on the Facebook post was white, so let's just turn it white. And then what your machine is going to do is cut it into your vinyl, and you'll have to weed out those numbers and letters, and it's going to keep the image together. The last step to cutting it is you want to ensure that you're mirroring it if you're going to put it on a shirt. Continue. And it looks like my Cricut is turned on. Turn it on. Let me go back. Yes, I want to cancel the cut. And actually, I'll go ahead and stop my video there because I don't want it to be too long-winded. But that's just a quick tutorial on how to create the image yourself. If you guys need me to actually show you how to cut it, just leave me a comment, and I'll make another video actually showing you how to cut it. Hope this helps, Queens. Good day.